I had considered it foreplay. Okay, Jana, thank you. You are so wonderful. And now I want to introduce to you another very special lady. Brenda Clues is a woman of just many talents. I can't read her whole bio here, but she's an African-Canadian poet, painter, and video poet, born in a small mining town in Zimbabwe. She lives in Toronto. She has edited university and college textbooks, written articles for newspapers, taught Kundalini yoga, done temporary office work and dog sitting, while maintaining a reclusive lifestyle of writing and painting. There's so much good stuff here, but I'm just going to bring her up and let her do her poetry, and you can announce your series too, right? Great. Okay, welcome, Brenda.
Thank you so much, Linda. If anybody would like to play while I read, I'd welcome a guitar or something. No? Yeah, that'd be lovely. I do run, I think about 10 poetry salons a year. They're the last Saturday of every month. We don't do them in the summer, and we don't do December. They're done at Urban Gallery at Queen and Parliament. So the next one is May 27th. And
what are you doing tomorrow?
tomorrow, Norman and I and Banu and Karen Shenfield and a couple of other fantastic poets and musicians are featuring at a fundraiser for a Syrian refugee being sponsored by the Bathurst United Church. They have all clearance to bring him over, but they need enough cash in the bank for the government to give them final clearance. So that is at Beit Zatoun on Markham tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, 7 to 10. And if you can come out to that and help this young man, he's in Lebanon right now, make his way to Canada, that would be absolutely terrific. Yeah. Okay. So. You know how you walk around and you see trees and they've had branches broken and they've got big knots, and sometimes they almost look like little caves in the trees. That's this one. It's called the understory, which is actually a layer of the forest as well. The hole in the tree, driftwood of innards, ends, broken splints, doubts what is torn within. You grow around what you lose. The white oak, in the hundreds of years of its growing, formed a crust of bark around the gouge like a lip. Sometimes you hide the loss under scars, sometimes you can't. Sometimes the rupture is permanent, but you manage. Your trunk forks and you grow split but strong above the fissure. The fissure, an open keyhole into a landscape of ridges and precipices, shaggy crevices for insects and small birds, a churning inner ocean frozen in wood like a slow mass of memories that flicker and fly in what refuses to mend. Perhaps visions of forests that never were remain inside, fetal woody creature, still nascent, innocent. And this is a love poem, and it's premised on the idea that what really connects us is what we can't see, is what's underground, the roots. That between us all there are kind of roots connecting us like old weathered trees. So I'd seen some glass sculptures by a woman who proposed this idea and did these sculptures kind of showing these connections between us. So even though you might not see somebody for 20 or 30 years, those roots are still there when you run into each other, you know? What is underground is what holds us one. You rise out of flat stone, the shield of your heart. The moon crosses the sun. Do we become light when we dream? The folds of your corduroy like ridges and hollows, furrows where the spring runoff sculpts a geology in a landscape of tundra. Quote, passageways and connections that happen deep within us when in relation to one another, end quote. In our Klondike, cross and beams hold the tunnels we dig through to find the gold in each other, rich veins tracing through the rock like sunlight. 2, spring is a tendril of green, the leaves a papery mass of veins unfolding. Cliffs of grass by the old mine ripple in the wind. We are like those 2 trees, ancient, weathered, yet our roots thoroughly intertwined. What is underground is what holds us, the deeper passageways and connections. 3, I wear the crescent moon in my hair, the cold northern air. You are the sun buried in the land, illumined from within. The sharp edges in each moment bind us, my Adonai, my Aholoi. Even in this harsh typography, you are a landscape of love, a cartography of desire. And the next one is a kind of soft portrait. I'm going to finish with 3 poems about dance. This one's called Dancing of the Selves. What is the self? Peel away to nothing. Only energies, inner winds and flames, streams of thought, a body of cells of earth dust. Who am I? Am I my memory shifting and changing like ice flows or the sand of the desert? We are transducers, relay switches, cross currents of selves. I deconstruct and paint across the canvas. Am I what I offer? Scrawl of words, strokes of paint, a flash dance through the air, a few ideas, a point of gravity where the light bends. My children who tumbled out of me? I am a link in the generations, an ancestor's granddaughter, great aunt of the future, a name for genealogists, a living person breathing on this page where I write quickly, a slight ganglia in the cells and my memory's gone. That's not me. I am only who I am, loving you. The next one's The Wind, and it's quite a repetitive, anyway, you'll hear. The wind is a dancer, her flowing silk shawls rustling the trees. The wind is a dancer, her silk veils and petticoats rustling the trees. The wind is a dancer, lyrically streaming, sweeping with dervish whirls and fine silk sarongs rustling the trees. The wind is a dancer, bangles and bells, drumming, racing gale force from nowhere to nowhere, singing in the trees. The wind is a dancer, softer than kisses, a genie sprinkling rainbows over the sky after the storms, whispering in the trees. And I'm going to finish with a dance poem. And this is really about for women to dance. Even though it's women, everybody should dance, including men. But it's really it's directed towards women. It's called Dance Indigo Folio Leaves. Music enters your backbone joints, plucks the cartilage holding you together. Music is the moon of the red tides of your bloodstream. Drift to and fro a willow tree, or sway, bend a flamenco. Stretch purple morning glories on the vine. Jump, center in your hips your delta of fiery flow. Feel your pain, power, joy. Express yourself, woman. No one is watching. Say it all. The lyric travels tenderly through your wrist, a memory of the wind on the hill. You are an instrument of the instruments of the musician whose music plays on. Orphean muse. Twirl on the floor, the beat in your ankles, room spinning, see through the canvas walls, stars, sun, moon, the luminous clock turning. Give everything. Wanton woman, harlot of the night, mother of angels, insufferable radiance, black hole of emptiness, sweet moan, nectar. Be loose as a cigarette on the lip in Rio de Janeiro, the ruffle on a lacy skirt in Dusseldorf, like the ruins of the Colosseum in Rome. Glide as diamonds on the Aegean Sea, icy tundra of the Arctic. Emerge and submerge a dorsal fin in the Caribbean. Become a Stone Age myth, a magic amulet hewn from rock, goddess of the Ouroboros. Undulate your liquid bones. Mystery dangles like your silver bracelets. The ghosts are present. Approach yourself by disappearing. Rumba to this moment. Tango to the other side. Primavera of being. Mistress of sensuality. Seek invisible illumination in your writhing steps. Flee time. Transform in your multiplicity. A seer searching the spheres. Manifest your wishes, your dreams. Shake them out of the air to materialize like light forms. Shimmy, wet sweat, a flag in a windstorm. Thunder the floor. Cross midsection through a Pythagorean theorem and come out the other end of Leibniz's prisms. Play on Goethe's color wheel. Trip like a stream dashing over rocks as smoothly as a Shakespearean sonnet's sexual ambiguity. Witch, werewolf, goth beauty, fragile star child, cyberpunk, pull the sky down. Sway those hips, woman, sway them until you ignite. Dance with your ineffable muse, just dance. I pull purple veils over my eyes, in love with indigo, blue silk lights and shadows. I dance the white and black keys of a harpsichord while it dances me. Listen, dance on the stage of your imagination. Dance on the stage